All right, good morning and welcome to the channel here. It's a beautiful morning here in Sandy, Utah, looking at the back of the Wasatch Range there. Just first wanted to start off with why I'm starting this channel. First off, I want to explain I am by no means a master gardener. Everything that I've learned, I've just been learning along the way. So just want to share everything that I've been learning, will continue to learn along this journey. I have about I have about 0.3 acres here in Sandy, just a normal urban suburban yard, and I am on this journey to see exactly how much food I can grow out of this. Very inspired by a couple people already, the likes of James Pageroni. I probably butchered the pronunciation of that, out in New Jersey. There's Luke at the MI Gardener up in Michigan, but didn't see a whole ton of people creating stuff about things, food items that you can grow here in Utah. I believe I'm zone 7. And yeah, excited to share everything that I learn along the way. First off, we're going to start off with the probably easiest thing that I've learned to grow here in Utah, and that is strawberries. I don't know if you can see them up there, but a few things. So a couple years ago, last summer, I went and took out my park strip and put in these lovely cedar beds. I've got the 2 beds here. They're both full of strawberries, and then a little pollinator section in the middle, and then some small section for containers on the other side. So one of the lessons that I've learned so far is if you are taking on a project like this and you're taking out, one zone of grass and replacing one zone of grass with a zone of some sort of edibles, I would recommend having all of the same zone in the same, water type. Like this was all on one sprinkler valve zone, and so as you'll see with this valve, I've put not only the strawberry beds on there, but also the small container garden section, and it's fine, it works, it's great, but I'm learning that it's hard to regulate multiple different things on one zone. So for instance, right, my strawberries, I can't remember what I have them set on, but I think they run for like 20 minutes, a couple times a week or whatever. And, I have the containers on a smaller amount of drip and produce much smaller. And I think those get like hotter. So I can't run strawberries for long and then run strawberries for short and then run I've got oregano and stuff over there for a longer period of time. It's hard to control those variables. So I do recommend, if you are considering swapping out a zone, try to think ahead, hey, in this zone I'm putting crop X, Y, Z, etc., so that you can achieve more consistency and not have to try to make small adjustments there. Next, let's get into the strawberries. So as you can see, I've been out here. It's Saturday morning at almost the end of August, and we've still got strawberries. And I'll tell you a little bit more about that here in just a second. So this is my bed here. I've been out picking, and so the first thing that you need to know about growing strawberries in Utah is strawberries are, of course, a perennial, so they come back every year. You don't have to plant them every year, which is great, especially for food. You know, it comes back every year. It's easy peasy. Next is there's a couple different types of strawberries. There's what they call June bearing strawberries, and then they have ever bearing strawberries. So June bearing strawberries will, as you can imagine, bear fruit in June. And what that means is you're gonna get, you know, all these strawberry plants I have, you're gonna have a ton of strawberries in, you know, June, and that's great. Well, I wanted to try to, since it's just me right now, you know, to eat all of these strawberries. You know, I wanted a space that like try to even it out over the whole season. So what I did is I try to do a variety. So when I went to the store, I got, you know, a garden store, whatever, picking out, or gardening centers, picking out all these strawberry varieties, try to get as many varieties as I could, and as many varieties as I could of ever-bearing strawberries. And now, as you'll see, most of my strawberries, I think, are ever-bearing. And that's gonna help you get strawberries all through the season. Not that you couldn't, you know, take those June varieties and, you know, can them or do something to make them, you know, last, of course, for your needs throughout the year. But I went with the ever-bearing, and, you know, we'll do an interview maybe later on in the channel with my neighbors. They also have some strawberries. All of theirs are June, and, you know, they wish they had done the ever-bearing. So I would definitely recommend the ever-bearing. I've also got a ton of different varieties. Like I said, you know, there's little ones, there's like, I forget what the name of these guys are, but there's like uniquely shaped varieties. There's like the bigger ones, bigger, juicier ones, and there's like ones that have like a white kind of inside. I can't remember what those are called. Again, not a master gardener by any means. I'm just a normal person trying to figure out how to garden and grow as much food as possible. So, you know, experiment with as many different varieties. They all taste different, they all shape different, they all have like different flavors and different levels of sweetness. Encourage you to check out as many varieties as you can. But anyways, those are a few of the lessons here so far on strawberries. Sunlight, these guys, as you could see out in my parking strip out here, they're getting pretty much full sun every day, all throughout all times of the year, and that's why I put them out there. We'll soak up all of the sun as long as they have plenty of water. Of course, here in Utah, we're in a desert, so just make sure they're automatically watered, save you a ton of hassle. Another thing is the strawberries themselves need some shade. So I don't know if you've seen a strawberry plant, but usually they grow up tall, like, I don't know, maybe a foot or so off the ground, and then the strawberries will be down below. So I've been looking into some ideas to where it's easier to collect the berries by like either hanging them or whatever. The only thing that I'm kind of worried about with that is that the berries might get too much like sun exposure, and when they get too much sun exposure, they get like sunspots and they get like softer quicker. So you might, you know, watch out for that. You know, the good thing about these boxes is, you know, of course they do have the sides on them, and they're like down in there, so it does get a nice amount of shade for the berries. They're automatically watered, which is great. And then I think soil, I've got, you know, the sandy soil here is great for water runoff. And then I've added some, you know, compost and various, you know, amendments into there. And then every year I'll sprinkle in just a little bit of like berry specific fertilizer. I think it's like 10-10-10 or something like that. Just like at the beginning of the season, but mostly pretty low effort for, as you can see, this is just one box this morning. Look at all these guys. You know, tons of, you know, strawberries with very little effort. So welcome to the channel again. Look forward to sharing with you all of the lessons that I've learned. Have a great rest of your weekend.